We'll move forward now with the bantamweight matchup between
Here
Damien
we
Turner.
go, fight fans, moving right along with your next bout of the evening. This fight goes down inside the Bantamweight division and is brought to you by Mechanical Works. And now, please welcome your first fighter to the cage. Put your hands together for Darryl Nicholas.
Here we go, Darryl Nicholas, the Hammer, as he calls himself, a wrestler out of Shreveport, Louisiana, representing the compound. 5'6", 135 pounds. Darryl Nicholas getting ready for this matchup against Damien Turner. And
is Darryl Nicholas a police officer walking out to this song? Because if so, bold maneuver.
that I'm not sure of. I know a lot about Darryl Nicholas. That I'm not quite sure on.
Not sure of his occupation.
But he's ready to represent the compound here tonight. He's got the compound squad in his corner, and he'll be looking to pick up his first win. Took on Halston Bowman in April of 2025, lost that via rear naked choke.
If I remember correctly, too, Darryl stepped in the day of.
Yes.
Now, Halston's matchup backed out, and Darryl had to come in and fight that day. He weighed in at 145. It was kind of an impromptu thing, but he showed a lot of skill, showed that he could grapple a little bit in that fight, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what this looks like when he has a full training camp.
He's got Brent Mason there in his corner, leading the way for the compound. Victoria Mason on hand today as well. Darryl getting that final check down at the commission check down spot by Chris Hill. Rebar, Peyton Bass there behind him as well. And you know what, the compound's been putting in a lot of great work. They train really hard over there. They've got some high-level fighters, and Darryl Nicholas may be the next in that gym.
And now, Ruston, Louisiana, please welcome his opponent to the cage. Put your hands together for Damien Turner.
Damien Turner ready for this bantamweight bout. He's got a well-rounded mixed martial arts background, training at the Triad Martial Arts Academy of Ruston, Louisiana. Fighting out of Ruston, Louisiana, he checks in at 5'7", 135 pounds. He's got an even record at 1-1. Both of his fights coming here at AKA. He's been submitted once. He's got a submission in round 2 on his ledger as well. So 1-1, looking to get over the 500 mark here tonight. What more can you tell us about Damien Turner?
Yeah, Damien Turner, a guy we've seen in here twice now. Good, well-rounded skill set. In his first appearance, he dropped a submission to my boy Santiago Garcia, who's actually watching right now. Shout out Santi. Damien, a good, well-rounded skill set, a guy that can kind of do it all, and we really saw that play out the last time. Kind of started slow against DeAndre McZeal, but was able to reel him in, and DeAndre missed weight by a considerable amount, but by the end of the fight, it looked that Damien was the stronger, more twitchy fighter, and was able to reel him in with physicality against a guy that was much bigger than him. So you anticipate, trains a Triad, you got to think that he's only progressed from the last time that we saw him.
Yeah, the last time we saw him was back in June of 2025. He made his debut in October of 2024. So you know he's been putting in the work the last few months.
Well-built, 135-pound kid. I think Darryl Nicholas in his right weight class here as well, 135 pounds. And yeah, looking forward to seeing this one play out.
There's a chance we're going to see some wrestling in this matchup.
Agreed.
Very good chance.
Here we go, fight fans. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action inside the AKA Bantamweight division. This fight's being brought to you by Mechanical Works. And now, introducing your first fighter. Fighting out of the Bayou Raps blue corner. This man is a wrestler representing the compound of Shreveport. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. fighting out of Shreveport, Louisiana, here is Darryl the Hammer Nicholas. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the EMD red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, representing the Triad Martial Arts Academy of Ruston. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of Ruston, Louisiana, here is Damien Turner.
Basil Bam Bam Maju back in there for another assignment. Fight number 7 of AKA 50. Damien Turner, Darryl Nicholas, we're underway.
Darryl Nicholas coming out in the southpaw stance. Big right leg rip from Damien Turner. Damien doing a good job probing his jab out there, trying to keep his range, trying to keep things long, trying to put that right leg on Nicholas.
Kind of feeling each other out here through the first 30 seconds. Switch kick from Turner.
Not typically a weapon that people go to on the southpaw orthodox matchup, but can still be effective. Damien able to pull his head off line, put a cross in. Nicholas changes levels right into the guard of Damien Turner. Damien's got a good bite on this guillotine, but Nicholas doing the right job, getting his head side high, trying to keep pressure off of that choke. He's also done a good job looping over the top here. Makes it more difficult to finish.
And he's out. So now it's Nicholas on top inside the guard of Turner.
Good stuff from Nicholas to kind of bait the guillotine attack and end up on top. Looks like Turner's snatched a few guillotines in his day because he went for it.
Got to give Nicholas some credit. He really hadn't thrown many strikes, and he threw those strikes, and he used that as an opening to go for the takedown.
I think it's pretty obvious that Nicholas's intention was to wrestle at some point, but looked like he wanted to get his feet wet with the striking a little bit too, just test it out. Eventually able to find that level change. Both fighters work up, try to strike on the break, no dice.
Yeah, Turner back to his feet, threw a knee in that exchange.
Damien Turner shaking out his arms, little blood from the grapples.
Oh, kind of caught him off balance there as he was. Now Turner all over him.
Turner sending hammers. Yeah, that right hand looped over and kind of skipped off the shoulder of Nicholas, but sent him crashing to the mat. Just the force of it knocked him off balance.
It's a bad spot here for Nicholas, eating those hammer fists from Turner.
Darryl Nicholas building up on this single leg, trying to find his opportunity to cut the corner and score the takedown, and he does so. I think Darryl Nicholas needs to get some posture here and score some ground and pound to make this his round. Just like that, Damien Turner able to sweep with a guillotine attack.
He's got another guillotine right here, trying to lock it in the final 10.
This looks like a 10-finger guillotine up against the fence. This is tough. But again, Darryl Nicholas savvy. He taps. I mean, that was powerful stuff.
How quickly things can change, because Nicholas didn't have a super dominant position, but he certainly had the upper hand there. Turner able to turn things around and lock in this guillotine attempt, and this thing was deep, and he was ripping on it.
And just the power. I think this is more closer to a 10-finger guillotine, but he uses the fence to his advantage and kind of wipes Darryl over it. And as Darryl does the right thing here and finds over the elbow, but Damien able to get his hand underneath him and still create a crank that ultimately forces the tap.
I mean,
Darryl Nicholas.
He was picking him up off his feet with that guillotine.
So much strength.
Tons of strength, and Damien Turner.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stoppage to the action at 2 minutes, 56 seconds in round number 1, declaring your winner, Damien Turner!
Halloween was yesterday, but we've got all the treats here tonight at AKA 50. Back-to-back knockouts. Now you get a round one submission victory by Damien Turner, and that was a thing of beauty, too. You know, we thought they were going to wrestle in that round. Really thought that was going to happen. Ultimately, that is what happened, but Turner finding 2 submission attempts. He finishes the second.
And just sent it. Knew that he was in a scrap. You know, Darryl Nicholas doing a good job changing levels, forcing the grappling exchanges. Damien Turner had missed the guillotine the last time he went for it, but this time he was not being denied, able to get his hands together, lift him 2 feet off the ground, and finish a beautiful strangle.